Good evening.
Sure.
Good evening and welcome to the final episode of Swim Scene Live here at Glasgow International Swim Meet 2019. My name is Tom Scally, I'm going to be your host, and I'm joined here by a man of many skills, Stuart Johnson. We saw some of your amazing camera work earlier today.
I tell you, Tom, I think I'm just ready, as if this would ever be the case, but I think I'm ready to go home and have a sleep.
I think I'm ready too, and you know, we've only got a few hours left, but still lots of action to cover here on the live stream.
I mean, obviously, we couldn't be here if it wasn't for the kind support of our sponsors. So once again, a great big thank you to Glasgow Audi, Scott's Bar and Restaurants and Dean's Pharmacy. Without those guys, it wouldn't be possible. And you do still, I think the e-tron is still outside, so if you've not had a chance to see it.
The e-tron is outside, yeah, so get your pictures with the e-tron, use the hashtag e-tron, hashtag GISM19. Let's see those pictures coming in nice and quickly. We've only got a few hours left before it disappears forever. Hopefully, with one of us.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't disappear forever. I'm sure the guys at Glasgow Audi are hoping it doesn't disappear forever. They probably want to keep a hold of it until they've got somebody to buy it off them.
Well, if you've got the keys, it's going.
Well, we did discuss. I'm going to write them a cheque, so as long as they'll take my cheque and they don't expect it to actually clear them, it should be fine. So obviously, we are on session 9 now. We have seen a huge amount of swimming over the past 3 days. But what was your standouts from this morning, Tom?
Really, it comes in a few races actually. The women's 50 fly, we had Mona McSharry out in front. She's now seeded first with a time of 27.64. But as you always know with the 50s, it is so tight, so you never know what's going to happen tonight.
That's the thing with those 50s, you really do need to be on it from the start, don't you? A bad start and that could be the end of your race.
A bad start and you're finished, yep, but it is under 30 seconds, so a lot can still happen in that time.
Yeah, obviously it was interesting this morning for me to see Ross Murdoch, who obviously we spoke to last night, and we have had a lot of input from Ross on races over the weekend, but swam that 50 fly this morning, not something we would normally expect to see Ross swimming.
It was something we didn't expect, and when you see the results, you'll see why. I think he came in 30th in that.
39th, I think
39th
it was.
by the end of the afternoon session. So, yeah, maybe we won't be seeing Ross doing butterfly at the Olympics anytime soon.
Well, interestingly though, there was a little bit of chat earlier. Interestingly, his 50 butterfly time was just very slightly slower than his 50 breaststroke time. So I think we know where Ross's strengths stand.
We do, and maybe it's something that he's going to work on as we move forward, but I think he's going to stick to his breaststroke.
So we have seen some great swims this morning. We do have a lot more swimming coming up for you, but you can see there is still swimmers in the pool behind us. They're in their final preparations. We're just over 15 minutes out till this warm-up ends and those swimmers start to prepare for this evening. We are going to be discussing what's coming up this evening, but before we do that, let's go to these videos. So you join me now. We have taken our customary walk down the gallery to see if we can catch some swimmers and coaches. If you come with me, let's see who we can find. We do have some of the Greek team here today, so if we just pan round, we'll capture these Greeks here. It's good to see some of the international swimmers. So we do have the Greeks here. They are using this as a bit of training. Obviously, we do have World Championships coming up. We do also have European Juniors. We will be back in this pool for European Short Course, of course, but we are going to talk about that later. So it's great to see the Greeks here. If we come off a bit, I think I've spotted Denmark. So let's go and see if we can grab a quick chat with somebody from Denmark. It's not Denmark, it's City of Sheffield. See these red t-shirts that all look the same. But we'll go and see if we can grab somebody anyway. We're going to try and grab a coach if possible first, so just give me a little second. We're going to give them, they're obviously deep in conversation. We'll give them a miss. We'll head back down here. There's Barry. We caught Barry last night, so we'll give him some peace and quiet tonight. Barry from Carnegie. Good to see the local coaches as well as some of these foreign coaches. We can see that these guys are getting their picture taken, so Greek team are taking the opportunity to get their pictures taken as well. We'll keep walking. We're trying to chat with somebody. We have Andy Figgins of East Kilbride Swim Team here. Andy, have you got a moment for a quick chat? Are you busy?
Yes, we've got a moment.
How have you found this meet? Has it been a good meet for you guys?
Been good meet, well run, well organised, thoroughly enjoyable.
Perfect. We won't bother you because you obviously were just setting off there and we just captured you on the way, but thanks for taking the time. Come with us, come with us. We're going to speak to this coach. I don't have a clue who this guy is, but we're going to see if we can have a chat. Hi there, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where are you from?
Denmark.
So how has it been for the Danish guys? Has this been a good meet for you guys?
Perfect meet. It's a good venue.
So where did this fit in? Obviously you've taken, it's not an easy decision that we'll just nip from Denmark over for a swim meet. So where does this sit in kind of your training plan for this season?
Well, it's just going forward to the nationals and preparing the young swimmers for international events in Europe.
Okay, so when are those Danish nationals then?
In July, mid of July.
Okay, so you've still got, glad it's been a successful meet for you, and thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us. Come on, we'll see if we can grab one more person as we head down here. Here's Gordon Glasgow. Gordon Glasgow, Swim West Lothian. You've not travelled quite as far as our last coach who travelled from Denmark. What was the ethos of bringing some of these Swim West Lothian swimmers to this meet?
Close to home, long course swimming before the end of the season. It's been really good. I think for our youngsters to come and mix with some of the best in the country and from overseas has been fantastic. So, yeah, cracking experience for us all.
So a successful meet all round for Swim West Lothian?
We've enjoyed it, all of it so far.
Okay, great. Thanks for taking the time. Okay, so we are going to wrap that up there. We will be back soon to discuss what is coming up this evening. But first, here's another word from our sponsors.
welcome back to the studio. Stuart, have you got your breath back yet?
I think so. We were struggling a bit at the start of those interviews, but we did manage to grab a couple of people. One of the Denmark coaches, so once again, great to see these international teams.
It is great to see the international teams, and as we move forward into tonight's schedule, I know you've not had a chance to peer over the start lists yet.
I've not seen an actual start list, but obviously I know the events that are coming up.
Yeah, we've got absolute domination from the Danish team in certain A finals, where we've got in the men's 400 metre freestyle, we're seeing 4 of our international competitors actually taking that A final. So it's great to see them really living up to Glasgow International Swim Meet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fast and furious start of this evening, because obviously we've kind of started with sort of a bit of a longer distance event the past 2 nights, but tonight we're straight in there with the sprints, the flat out sprints, the 50 metres.
We have, yeah, and it really does keep things exciting. We've got the women's 50 fly, we've got Mona McSharry versus Caroline Barrett, who I must point out is one of those juniors who makes it right into the A final. She's only 17 years old, and there's about 0.2 of a second behind Mona McSharry there, so it'll be interesting to see how she really takes that challenge.
Yeah, obviously. So sticking with the women's event, one of our longest events, or the longest event of the evening, 400 freestyle. We saw Hannah Miley go in that this morning. She went fairly well, didn't she?
We saw Hannah Miley. She did very well. She's made it into the 4th lane, so nice advantage there for her. But we're also going to see her later on in the evening. I'm just looking through my sheets as well. She's going to be in the women's 200 metre breaststroke. So 2 distance events in one night. What does that mean for her? Is she going to focus on the 400 or the 200?
It's merely just a warm-up for Hannah, isn't it? Probably caught the system being tested there, so they are just testing that start system. Sorry if that did interrupt us there, but obviously we are in the working venue. I mean, great field from everybody, and again, you could pretty much pick somebody out from every race, couldn't we?
Exactly, and also we spoke earlier about the juniors making their way into the B finals. A great example tonight is in the men's 100 metre backstroke, where we have 6 juniors in that event in the B final, so really fantastic to see them stepping up to the mark.
Yeah, it's great to see. It always is. I mean, even in Scotland itself just now, we've got quite a lot of promising junior swimmers that are maybe just on the cusp of going into the senior programmes, and it'll be interesting to see how some of them adapt to that, because it's always a bit of a step up, isn't it, from age group swimming in the programmes, at age group swimming up into a senior programme, a performance programme, working with new coaches, working with new people, getting a lot more input as well. It's not all about just the swimming coaching, is it?
Definitely not, and as they start to move up to that, obviously the support that British swimming, Scottish swimming put in place for them really does help them transition into that international meet level. And it is different to an age group event. You know, there's a lot of different things that they have to be aware of. The call room might be different. When they come out, they have the media to speak to. So it's all these little new things that they have to take into account, not just the swimming.
Yeah, and obviously one of those performance programmes in Scotland which is really strong right now is the performance programme at University of Stirling. Now, we were expecting to see Duncan Scott at this meet. Unfortunately, due to illness, he has had to pull out of his events. But you did pick up the chance to catch him last night.
I did, yeah. Duncan Scott made a very quick appearance for some training here at Tollcross, and we took that opportunity to catch up with Duncan.
So how about we catch that interview now when you caught up with Duncan Scott last night?
Okay, so I'm joined here with Duncan Scott, who great to see you here this weekend. I know you're not swimming at the meet, but I guess you're doing some training tonight.
Yeah, so popped in to do a wee session. So I was down to swim. Unfortunately, a little bit ill at the start of the week, but yeah, had to come through and do a wee session anyway. But no, it's good to see the results of last night, but then tonight as well.
Yeah, great. And you've obviously had a great British Championships at this pool as well. How is that helping you, or how are you now preparing for your World Championships in a few weeks' time?
Yeah, so it's not long at all. You know, we've still got a couple of competitions lined up. So Barcelona and Cannes away with the British swimming team. Other than that, you know, it's just the final preparations. We've had a sort of a full block before trials, and now it's just sort of putting the finishing touches on different things, and and sort of just getting the finer details. But I suppose there's still plenty of time to do some hard work as well. So I'm sure
Once you're recovered, of course.
Yeah, so when we get back in next week, I'm sure it'll start back up again.
And you obviously do such a diverse range of events in all your competitions. So, what is your sort of main focus just now, and what are you going to be working on in the future?
Yeah, well, I think it's what's always been the focus. The 200 freestyle and the medley. That's sort of what my training's based around. So even when I was younger, it was based around 400 AM training. Unfortunately, that's not an event that I need to do anymore. But yeah, so the 200 AM and the 200 free is what the training's based around, and I think that sort of complements perhaps my body type, unlike the 100 free, which you could maybe look at me and say I'm out of shape in that field.
You can see that in this frame shot.
But yeah, so the 100 free is just a sort of bonus event, and one that I've been swimming relatively well in over the last couple of years. But the focus around training and day in day out, the medleys and 200 freestyle.
I suppose when you train medley, it keeps it a bit interesting. You get to do all of the strokes.
Yeah, definitely. I get to get beaten in doing breaststroke every single day, so that's always fun.
So you've recently signed up for the International Swimming League (ISL). Obviously, it's a completely new concept. Are you excited about that, and how did it actually come about?
Yeah, so really looking forward to that. Competitions start this year, later this year. For me, getting on the team, the guy that heads up the London Roar team is the same person as my agent, so that sort of works out kind of well in my favour, I guess. And fortunately, I've spoken about taking a back foot on it. It's not something I'm keeping my eye on completely. I'm happy to be a part of it, but if it doesn't really fit into the schedule and it's not really going to benefit me going away and racing, then I'm probably not going to be a part of it. We've got the pinnacle of our sport in a year and a half's time, the Olympic Games. So I'm not going to go away and do things that might risk my potential ability to swim well there. So. No, I mean full focus is still in the Olympic Games, but I think for an event like this, and you've also got the FINA Champions League or whatever it is, the Champions competition that happens in different stages all around the world. I think with these competitions, it's starting to bring a different sort of side of swimming that we've not seen before, and I think that this change can be positive.
Definitely, and as you said, Tokyo's coming up. Is it too early to think about that, or are you already getting your game plan ready?
I think it's maybe too early to think about specifically how I'll swim it. I've not qualified at all, no one has. And within British swimming, with how hard it is and the depth that there is now in British swimming and across all the events, I don't think anyone can say, I'm on the plane already. So, like this year, it's going to be really tough to, first of all, get on the team, and then from that, you can look towards it. But, I think from here, everyone's got to work towards the Olympic Games. It's definitely the pinnacle of our sport. So yeah, I know sort of what I'd like to achieve, and we've set ourselves different challenges and different sort of benchmarks. And I think this is definitely a good sort of trial test as it is World Championships this year.
Definitely. And obviously you're not competing this weekend, but you are here to check out the action. What do you think of Glasgow International Swim Meet? Obviously you competed last year.
Yeah, so I had a really good competition last year. I did the 450s last year, I think, 4 PBs, I think, so happy days for me last year. Yeah, no, it's a really good meeting. I think this year, you've had added quality, with some more international athletes coming across, and then some athletes coming from down south as well. The pool of swimmers is increased, but so is the quality as well. So, no, I think potentially year on year it could get bigger. So, no, it's a great event that's run really well.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you next year. Duncan, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. So I'm here in the spectator gallery where everyone is just preparing to take their seats for the evening final session here at Tollcross. Let's come down, we'll have a chat with some of them now. I'm going to start here at the top row. What's your name and where have you come from tonight?
So my name's Mark and I've come from Newcastle.
Newcastle. Again, we're getting all the people who have travelled really far to come up to Glasgow this evening. Who are you here to support?
So my daughter Olivia is swimming in the next event, 50 fly.
Brilliant, and good luck to her. And I see a familiar face. I think we spoke to you last night. What is your name?
Nadine,
Nadine, and remind us, where are you from?
North Yorkshire.
North Yorkshire. Everybody's travelling far and wide to come here to Glasgow International. You've had your dinner tonight, I guess?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And we're just going to keep moving down. And we're going to speak to one more person here. We're going to go around here. What's your name? What's your name? Where have you come from?
I come from Aberdeenshire. My name's Lindsay.
Aberdeenshire, from the north this time. Who are you supporting?
Rachel Masson, my daughter.
Rachel, good luck to her. So we're here with the spectators. They're going to be back here in December for the European Short Course Championships. So let's see what they've got to say before we go back to our commentary team of Robert Taylor and Ian Wright.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Glasgow International Swim Meet at Tollcross International Swimming Centre. This is the third day, session 9. I'm Robert Taylor and I'll be taking you through proceedings this evening. Joining me for the expert analysis is the City of Glasgow head coach, Ian Wright. Good evening, Ian. Nice to have you,
Robert. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. Nice to have you with us. Of course, you've been key to getting this event running both this year and last year. This year's number 2.
That's right.
It's been running very successfully.
Yeah, well, it's been a bit of a hectic week, to be honest with you. Acting as a double role for myself in trying to organise a lot of the things going on here, but also doing a bit of coaching with my guys as well, and generally playing an overseeing role in all sorts of areas. So a little bit stressed this week, pulling it together, but I'm really pleased. It's gone really well once we got things up and running. There's always a few things going on behind the scenes which are, keep you stressed and busy, but we're all good. We're nearly there now.
And as you can see, it's not a haka, it's the Danish equivalent. We had the joy of watching this. I'm sure if you joined us last night on the live stream, with Duncan.
Yeah, it's great to see the Danes
Yeah.
here again. They were doing this last year, and it's good to have the Danish national junior team. All the 22 athletes that they've got who are going to be competing in July at the European Junior Championships in Kazan in Russia.
Yes.
So it's great to have them here. We've also been really pleased to have a few overseas club teams as well as the Greek national team.
Indeed.
8 members of the Greek national team here, and they've actually been swimming really well.
They have indeed, yes. Of course, prize money. I'm sure some of the events that we've had already this week, we are aware that I think at least one of the Greeks will be going home with some good prize money.
That's right. We've got good prize money for the top 4 men and women overall finishers on FINA points, as well as prize money for the top 3 in each race. But there's some good money to be won tonight if the swimmers can post a fast time. They could knock out the current top 4, and
indeed,
as you say, one of the Greek boys is certainly up there with a chance of winning quite a lot of that. So he'll be hoping. I think the big one to watch out for in terms of that is Ross Murdoch's 200 breaststroke tonight.
Yep.
That could change the order a little bit.
Yeah, we were having a little look at that earlier on today on FINA points, and something around 2:12, maybe a wee bit faster than 2:12 is what Ross will have to achieve.
I was speaking to his coach earlier, and he thought Ross, could target 2:10 at this meet. He was like, it's possible that might be on the cards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a hard swim, but it's certainly within the scope of his abilities to do that. And I think that's what he'll be aiming for in order to try and get that cash prize.
Yeah, he's already won the 50 and the 100 breast. Craig Benson, of course, will be very much up against his old foe. And
Craig's a good fighter in any race, and he'll always be pushing Ross all the way for sure. And sometimes he gets the edge over him as well, as you know, as he did in 2016 for the Olympic Games.
Yeah, and of course we've got the Irishman David Murray, who will be in the mix perhaps to push these two guys on in the 200.
Yeah, he's been in good form as well. So, we'll see what happens with that. But not the only good race tonight. We've got the 100 free at the end to wrap things up, and I think that's always a good race to round off a meet with. So we'll look forward to that as well.
Yeah. So just running through the programme that we've got, we start over with far end of the pool with our 50 butterfly. The last couple of nights we've had the 50 sort of mixed in between the other events, but we start down at that far end. 50 butterfly for women and men. We have a 400 free, men and women. 100 backstroke follows that. 200 breaststroke. And as Ian has just said, we conclude with 100 freestyle. So all the events, Ian, we have effectively 3 finals. The first final is effectively a junior final.
That's right.
B final follows that with the A final thereafter. And it gives the juniors who've qualified out with the top 20 to get a swim. But we also have possibly juniors who are in both the A and B final. And if we've got a couple of juniors in that A final, they're going for the junior prize.
That's right. I mean, there is a cash prize for the top junior in each race. Just the first place junior and the top 3 overall swimmers in the A final. So everything to race for. And quite a lot of the finals do have juniors in them, whether it be the A or the B. So, you've got, particularly in the 50 metre butterfly up front for the women, you've got Lucy Grieve is going in the A final, one of the local girls here down from South Ayrshire. She's in the junior rankings. And then the fastest qualifying the men's 50 butterfly is Rasmus Nicholson, only 16 from the Danish junior team. Qualified on a 24.59. Outstanding time for a 16-year-old in a 50 metre butterfly. And he's taking on a couple of his teammates in there as well as some of the top sprinters that we've got in Scotland.
Indeed. So lots to look forward to coming up. As you can see, that's the youngsters getting ready. We kick off with the junior final. Hopefully they've all got us up and running for that. So we start over in lane 0. We've got Joe Hobsley from Barnet Copthall. In 1, Emily Cumming from Kinross. 2 is Ellie Turner from Carnegie. 3, Eve Corrigan, Warner Baths. 4, Natalie Jones, Warner Baths. 5, Caitlin Cambrook, City of Sunderland. 6, Grace Conroy, Warner Baths. Anna O'Brien, Newcastle Swim Team, and Millie Milne from Warner Baths. This is the junior final. All these girls 16 or under, and with the boys it's 17 and under. Some pretty fast swims in this, Ian. 29.65 through to 30.16.
Yep, I mean, we've got 4 Warrender girls in this race, and going up against a fast girl from City of Sunderland and another good swimmer from the City of Sheffield.
So I fancy someone in the red cap will win this one, Ian.
Yeah, good start there from Caitlin Cambrook. She was well off the blocks, the fastest, 0.6 reaction time, and has got the lead already.
This is coming to challenge Natalie Jones. It's those two, Caitlin and Natalie, who looked as though they've got the race between them. And the one the last, Natalie Jones finishing the stronger of the two. Natalie Jones just on that touch, I think, got it, Ian.
Yeah, 29.16 for Natalie Jones. A big half a second improvement from her heat time, and what was a very close finish with the top 4 there.
And Eve Corrigan, our teammate in lane 3, 29.33 I think it was.
Yeah, 29.23 for Eve.
And 33 for Caitlin. Very tight finish.
But all 3 girls going faster than they did in the heats there, so they'll no doubt be quite happy with that regardless of the finishing position. But it's unlikely, well, we know that there are some faster juniors to come in both the B final and the A final, so the top junior is probably going to come in the next 2 races.
So our B final will be getting ready to move over. So girls getting organised. Lucy Ross always smiling there. East Kilbride just up the road from us, Ian.
Yeah, we see Lucy a lot at the meets around here, so it's good to see her in again in the final here, along with Yvonne Brown as well from East Kilbride, her teammate. And joined by one of our Glasgow swimmers, Emmy Hutchison, in this race, the City of Glasgow swimmer, studying at university here in Glasgow, but she's from Shetland originally.
Yes,
so.
yes. I think I'm right in saying that our twin sisters over at Edinburgh University.
That's correct, yeah, the Hutchison twins.
Yeah, yeah.
From Shetland, but she's actually going to be in the Island Games team that's take place in Gibraltar in early July. So one of her targets is that coming up this summer.
Thank you. So in 0, Melody Jones, Burra Stockton. 1, Emmy Hutchison from City Glasgow. Rachel Masson, Edinburgh University 2, Yvonne Brown, East Kilbride 3, Meg Finnan, University of Stirling 4, Elizabeth Epson, Janie's junior team in 5, Emily Ford, City of Oxford 6, Olivia Katori, Newcastle Swim Team 7, Lucy Ross, East Kilbride in 8, Krista Wilson, Newcastle Swim Team in 9. That's the line-up on your screen. Meg Finnan, another East Kilbride swimmer now at University of Stirling. She's back from America.
Yeah, she had a wee stint out in America, but moved over to Stirling now, and she's the fastest qualified for this B final. It's lane 5, Elizabeth Eberson, the Danish junior swimmer, off to the best start.
Rachel Masson going well in 2 there, Ian.
Yeah, she's come through now. Looks like she's got this race in charge of it here.
Elizabeth Epson still finishing very strong. Rachel Masson, I think, maybe just got this one nailed. Rachel got that very tight for second place. 28.03. Elizabeth just hanging on for second. 28.70 and 28.73. Meg Finnan, Yvonne Brown, just 200s back and forth.
Yeah, so, I mean, Rachel took the race and was quite clear at the end, but the next 4 were all within a 1/10 of a second of each other. So good to see them all again making improvement from the heat performance. And I know Emmy, we were talking about her there, she dropped from 29.3 to 28.8, and I think that was her target for this race, so she'll be happy with that.
Yep. So our A final will be underway in a wee moment. Leslie Prentice, our meet director there. Leslie's been doing a fantastic job over the last 3 days, Ian.
Yeah, she's putting a great amount of work for this competition. We're very grateful for her help.
So that was Jane Brown from Newcastle Swim Team going in 9. Julie Svensson from the Danish Juniors in 8. Kathleen Dawson, University of Stirling in lane 7. Emily Horn from the City of Glasgow goes in 6. Caroline Barrett from the Danish Juniors in 5. Mona McSharry from Marlins in 4. Lucy Grieve, Shiz, South Ayrshire in 3. Lucy Hope, Edinburgh University in 2. In lane 1, Emma Reid from Bangor. And in lane 0, University of Stirling's Isabel Jones. Now Caroline Barrett.
And we know, again, these Danish swimmers have a great reputation for doing good starts, and Caroline Barrett is always off to a good start, so watch for her. Emily, I would expect Emily Horn to make a good start as well. There's a great lineup here with Kathleen Dawson in great form on the 50 back last night, and also shown she's done a good 100 fly this week already, so watch out for her as well. And Lucy Grieve and Mona McSharry can't be ruled out either.
Like a good start from Caroline Barrett in 5. Also well there is Mona McSharry in 4, Ian.
Yeah, McSharry going well. Barrett also. Horn in touch with Barrett as well, but McSharry's got the lead as we enter the last 15 metres.
And Kama Shot has just gone. It's Mona McSharry just pulling clear. Lucy Grieve rather in 2 and 3 in second place. And Mona McSharry 26.92, 27.41. Lucy Grieve.
Yeah, she came through really well, Lucy, to take silver. And she's also the top junior, only 15 years old, so she'll take the junior award as well as second place overall. Great swimming. Also a good performance from the Bangor girl, Emma Reid there.
Indeed.
Coming out of lane 1 to finish in 3rd place, 27.62, just 1/100th ahead of Lucy Hope, and that's
a new meet record.
Yeah, meet record for Mona McSharry. Often thought of as a breaststroker, but showing that she's also very good at butterfly as well.
Yeah.
In fact, a good all-round swimmer is Mona. 26.9 for 50 fly is a great effort.
Incidentally, taking it from Caroline Barrett, who was in lane 5, who set the meet record last year, Ian.
That's right, yeah.
And we're going to move on to the boys' equivalent in lane 0. This is the junior final. Adam Strickland from Derwentsside in 0. Rory McKinnon, Mulganby in 1. Lewis Hammond, South Ayrshire 2. Lewis Maxwell, Derwentsside 3. Oscar Smiley, South Ayrshire 4. Maximilian Volcato, City of Oxford 5. Ian Rose, Wonderbaths in 6. Ellis Kluwer from City of Liverpool in 7. Stefan Kravitz, East Lothian Swim Team in 8. Jack Smith from Cockermouth in lane 9. Well, this is the junior final for the 50 butterfly, Ian.
Yeah, good lineup here, including a 13-year-old boy in Stefan Kravitz, swimming in lane 8. But watch for the middle. Oscar Smiley from South Ayrshire and Maximilian Volcato from Oxford. They're likely to be the favourites here.
Maximum's had a busy week. He's been swimming very well. City Oxford swimmer. He seems to have got a very strong start there in lane 5.
Yeah, that's a really good start. And he was up first into his stroke. But it's close at the 25-metre mark.
And Oscar Smiley and Lewis Maxwell in 4 and 3 also well there now, Ian. It looks as though it's Smiley and Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell coming through in lane 3, but lane 4.
Smiley, Maxwell, and in 2, I think Lewis Hammond.
Smiley just takes it 25.98, dipping under the 26 barrier. I don't know if that's the first time he's done that, but 25.98 for a junior is an excellent performance.
So 25.98 for Oscar. The two Lewises, Maxwell and Hammond in second and third, as we move on to our B final. So we have going in lane 0 from the Borough of Stockton, Aidan Brown. In lane 1, City of Sheffield, Tom Downs. In 2, from Edinburgh University, Jonah Walsh. In lane 3, from Edinburgh University, Jonathan Thye. In lane 4, from the University of Stirling, Callum Laurie. In lane 5, from Warner Bass Club, Archie Goodburn. In 6, from the University of Stirling, Ben Martin. In 7, Glasgow University's Chris Muir. In 8, from Aalborg, Oliver Frost. And in lane 9, from Chesterley Street, Thomas English. This is the B final of the men's 50 metres butterfly. It's going to be an interesting one. Callum Laurie, good all-rounder on IM against Archie Goodburn. Archie's also very strong in all 4 disciplines. Maybe fly the best of the 4 and his free and his breaststroke.
Yeah, and he's very good 50 metre butterfly, Archie. But this race is close, you know, from the heat. If you go by the heat times, lane 3, lane 4, lane 5, all within a few 100ths of a second of each other. So hopefully we get another close race here.
Lane 3 off to a good start in this one, Jonathan Thye. It's Thye with Laurie and Goodburn.
I'd expect to see Goodburn looking strong at the finish. He's not always got the best start, but he does come through well at the end. And it looks between him and Thye in 3 are going to take this. Goodburn on the wall.
Goodburn, I think maybe just snatched that to death. 24.43, 25.57. Callum Laurie, 25.80. Oh, Archie Goodburn just came through that little bit stronger in the last 15 metres just to snatch that
Yeah,
from
he's got
Thye.
a trademark good finish from Archie. You know, his start is something he probably wants to work on as he gets a bit older, but he's so strong inside those last 10 metres, and he showed that there again, took the finish. It's a good swim. Archie's heading off to university, I believe, after the summer, so I think, I'm not sure if he's made his final decision, but I know that Loughborough is one of the places.
Yes, I believe, yeah, I think that's his number 1 choice.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I think was thinking in terms maybe of Bath as another alternative.
So I think so. Good swimming programmes down there, obviously, but it'd be a shame to lose him from Scotland.
Will be.
But hopefully he'll be a contender for the Scottish team going forward, and as well as British teams in the future. And he's got the European Junior and World Junior Champs this summer to look forward to as well. So a busy season ahead already for him.
So on to our A final. Cole Hewitt, City of Sheffield, has gone through. Matt Sharanek, University of Stirling, is in 8. Grant Henderson, City of Glasgow, in 7. Well, 3 Danish juniors, 6, 5 and 4 in 6. Tobias Hansen, Arthur Lindebad and Rasmus Nicholson. In lane 3 we have Callum Bain from University of Stirling. In 2, Cameron Brooks-Clark from City of Sheffield. Zach Aitchison from University of Stirling goes in 1. And City Glasgow's Gregor Swinney in lane 0. Well, a couple of your swimmers in this one, Ian. Gregor Swinney and Grant Henderson.
Yeah, they've got the work cut out here, though. It's a strong field, is this. Zach Aitchison, Brooks Clark, Bain, Nicholson, all the Danes, and Mark Jaranek and Cole Hewitt. So it's hard to pick a winner here, to be honest with you.
Well, in 4, 5 and 6, the Danish 1, 2, 3 in the Danish junior. Recently, so Callum Bain, Irish champion. In 3, you kind of fancy Nicholson, Ian.
Yes, he's been looking good all week here. But can he, just whether he can hold it together against some of these perhaps more experienced competitors.
He's off to a good start. Bain's also well up there, as is Cameron Brooks-Clark in 2. It just seems to be Nicholson, and he has a fantastic finish. Certainly Nicholson, Bain, and Nicholson, Bain, I think maybe just snatched that at the death, Ian.
Yeah.
24.36, Bain.
With a really good finish, because it looked like Nicholson had got ahead, but Bain's got the touch at 24.36 ahead of Nicholson, 24.47, and then Cameron Brooks-Clark just getting his fingers on the wall for third place and 24.83.
And Nicholson will take second place and also top junior, as we had with Lucy Grieve.
That's right. He was
second.
He had to beat his teammate and Paul Hewitt there, but he did, and that means Nicholson's the top junior winner.
Yeah. So that concludes the sprints, Ian. We can probably sit back and relax a wee bit more and give you a bit more analysis in the next four events up and coming, 400s and 200s. We start with the junior final, the 400 freestyle for the girls. Gabrielle Leasing from Ren 96 in 0. Jennifer Green, Wigan Best in 1. Lauren Patterson, Ren 96 in 2. Ellie Hamilton from first in 3. Melody Jones, Borough Stockton 4. Sophie Murray, Barnett Cockrell in 5. Her teammate Lauren Muse in 6. Amy Shields, Mulgan Bearstead in 7. Elise McQueenie, City Glasgow in 8. And Megan Ruddy, East Kilbride in 9. Well, a lot of these girls qualified for this junior final by swimming this afternoon. We don't have Elise McQueenie, your local girl in lane 8, taking part in this one, Ian.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Elise. She did swim the 1500 free at the back end of the afternoon session, so maybe she's feeling a little bit tired after that, but I haven't had the actual information as to why she's not taking part. But nonetheless, it's Melody Jones who will be looking out for here. She's off to a good start at the middle of the pool.
And the times all within about 2 or 3 seconds, Ian, 4:41.40 to 4:44.67. So really the winner could come from any of these lanes.
That's right. It's just about who puts together the race now with a good strategy, and were any of them holding back in the heats. And, it's unlikely that they were, because they'll be racing for higher placings. But you often see people maybe just didn't get it quite right in the heats, and then they speak to their coach, they get the strategy right, and they can drop quite a lot of time across the 400. Not unusual to see people even going 5 to 10 seconds quicker in a 400 final than they did in the heats, just by doing a better strategy. And lane 1, Jennifer Green, is perhaps already doing that. She's gone out in front here at 105.26 at the turn.
Well, certainly this afternoon, Ian, that was very much around the split time for these heats. Somewhere around that, and about a 2:18 at the halfway mark. So we'll see how these go. Jennifer Green looking best at the moment, looking pretty comfortable. But the pack's not far behind, Ian.
No, it's depending what effort Jennifer's going out on here. Is she trying to establish a lead and hold on? Or is she confident that she can do this and be even stronger in the second half? Are any of these girls holding back a little bit, and we expect them to come through in the back half of the race? We just have to wait and see how it develops. But certainly, Jennifer Green is pushing on here as we come up to the 200 mark. And he's got about a 3-metre lead over Melody Jones.
So let's see if it is around the 2:18 mark. It's certainly a lot faster than 2:18, Ian.
It's through in 2:14
well,
it is, yeah.
No, you did say that they could take 10 seconds off their entry time, and if she can keep this pace going, we're looking somewhere around 4:32, 4:33 maybe.
Yep.
Certainly still looking pretty good over that far side.
Yeah, I mean, the way you want... there's lots of different ways you can swim a 400, but ideally you just want to get in, set a strong pace and keep going and not slow down is the ideal situation, and maybe put a sprint on at the end. But it's really hard to do that. It sounds easy to say it, but you often see swimmers going out a little bit too quick at the beginning, and gradually they slow down through the race. Each 50 gets a little bit slower, and then someone comes through at the end who's got their tactics a little bit better. So she's still got that lead, but it's by no means certain that she's going to win this race yet. It depends on how she's feeling and how the other girls are going to react to this.
So ideally somewhere around about 3:23 would be an excellent split at 300. It's maybe a little bit above that, but not much.
So she's in at
3:24.60. Well, virtually bang on 70 seconds there.
If she can come back in 1:10, that's going to be around about the 3:34, 3:35 mark. Melody Jones can see her. I'm not sure she can do an awful lot about it to catch her though. And then Melody's well clear of the 3rd and 4th place girls, who at the moment is Lauren Patterson and Ellie Hamilton in lanes 2 and 3.
Yeah, Ellie Hamilton, the best Scot here in lane 3, coming through. At 50 to go, Jennifer Green, 4 minutes, 0.47. So it's dig in for the final 30 metres and try and get close to 4:34 if she can.
I mean, she's done this really well. She has held on nicely. She's still kicking her legs, got a stroke rate up. She's not let that fade, and she's pulling away as we go to the finish. I'd expect this to be around 34, 35, knocking about 8 seconds off the time she did in the heats. Melody Jones tying up as well.
Yeah. Well, 4:34.69 is super time. Ellie Hamilton coming through with a late charge. A good swim from the first swimmer, 4:38.06. That was very well paced race for Ellie Hamilton. I know that she's a few seconds behind Jennifer Green, but nevertheless a good swim from Ellie.
Yeah, I mean, she's only 14 as well, Ellie there, so 2 years younger than some of the girls in this race. And her coach is Andrew Addison from Falkirk. It's just a few metres away from us, and I saw him clapping her in there as she came in. He was very pleased with her performance.
And I'm sure Ellie Hamilton was something like a 4:52, 4:53 maybe about 4 months ago. So that's a big improvement.
Yeah, certainly working well under that new coach of hers, Andrew Addison, at the Falkirk Integrated Regional Swim Team. As on to the B final.
So slipping into that B final, we had a swimmer managing to get into the A final, Ian. So as a result, Jessica Ando, Barnett Copfall, 4:39.59 got in lane 0. Camilla Bergen Anderson in 1. Orla Adams, University of Aberdeen in 2. That's Alberg for Camilla. Natasha Simpson, Wander Bass in 3. Emma Russell, who was initially in the A final, had to be loading in 4. Olivia Mason, Wander Bass in 5. Michelle Mortensen, Danish junior team in 6. Faye Rogers, Borough Stockton 7. Jessica Morgan, Southport in 8. And Molly Milne, Wander Bass, who managed to get into this B final from this afternoon in lane 9.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a very interesting lineup here. 3 Warrender girls again, some of the best up-and-coming girls at Warrender: Simpson, Olivia Mason, and Millie Milne. But going in there in lane 4, Emma Russell, who's actually known better for her 100 and 200 metre freestyle, very tall girl, and has actually qualified to represent Great Britain at the European Junior Championships in 6 weeks' time. As part of that relay team, the 4x100 freestyle relay. But she can do 200s, and as she's hopefully going to show us here, she can do 400s as well.
Oh, she might have been a wee bit disappointed with her time, Ian. 4:35.95 coming into this. But when you make a B final, you want to ensure that you win the B final, regardless of which lane you're in. And Emma Russell has gone out very strongly in the first 100.
Yeah, she's got a really lovely technique. Long, smooth stroke, turning into 103.85. Using the legs but not over kicking. Yeah.
She actually came into the meet, Ian, on an entry time of 4:27.
And she's set about this this final in a much more determined way than what gave her the 4:35 in the heat. So I'd expect if she was out in 1:03, I'd expect this 100 to be maybe around 1:08, 1:09. She'd be looking to turn it around 2:12, 2:13 type of pace. So 1:38.
1:38 was 7, just over 34 seconds. So yeah, maybe about a 1:08ish. So 2:11ish, 2:12.
I always think this length in the 200, the 400 free, this fourth length is really critical here. You've done the first 3 lengths relatively easy to get through the first 150, but now is where your endurance really starts to tell.
So Emma Russell, Jessica Morgan, and over in lane 2, Orla Adams. They're battling it for second place. Orla Adams just in second now. Emma Russell 2:12.90. Around about 69 there, Ian.
Yeah, it's very good, and she's holding on. But Orla Adams, very experienced competitor, 24 years old up there in lane 2, and Olivia Mason starting to make a move now in lane 5. And I know the Warrender coaches think highly of Olivia Mason, one of the girls that's been coming through strongly in the last 12 months, and we're starting to see her catch Emma Russell a little bit here.
Well, of course, she just swam a 1500 this afternoon, Ian, and had a pretty decent time, something about 18:24.
Yeah, she's got the kind of tempo that suits distance swimming. Soft kick, not over kicking, but high stroke rate that would be suited. Now she's caught up. She's at the feet of Emma Russell now, and she's on the move. She can see her feet there, and can she catch up, or will Emma Russell hold this off? But Orla Adams still going well.
A couple of seconds the gap. You'd expect Emma Russell to just dig in here with 75 to go. It's still looking good. Probably finish time maybe around about the 4:32.
Yeah, Emma's definitely responded. She saw Olivia coming. She's put in a little spurt as she came off that wall, and has actually pulled a metre back out of Olivia here. She goes into the final turn with 50 metres to go.
And almost 2.5 seconds the gap, and Emma Russell certainly won't get caught now, Ian.
It doesn't look like it. Orla Adams is actually pressing Olivia Mason now for that silver, not silver, but for second place in this final. It looks like a close battle between them, and then there's 4 or 5 girls in a line behind that. So Emma Russell, though, is going to take this.
Maybe just a fraction inside 4:30, is she? Well, not quite 4:30. That's a good last 100, Ian.
Yeah, put in a good finish. She slowed down a little bit in that third 100, but swam really well in the last 100. 5 seconds quicker than she did in the heats. She may still have been wanting to be under the 4:30, but it's certainly a much better performance than she did this morning, and she'll be fairly happy with that, I would think.
Olivia Mason came into the meet in a 4:30.30, where she finished 6th at the national age groups, and 4:32 Ian, having had a 1500 just a couple of years ago. It's a very, very good swim for Olivia.
Yeah, she's had a busy programme here this week, swimming a range of events, and like you say, gone from a 1500 into a 400 within the space of the last couple of hours.
So on to our A final. Alice Thickett from City of Sheffield just gone through in lane 9. Lisa Riefkoff from Aalborg in 0. Catherine Bailey, here a cracking swim from Perth City in 8. Sophie Peterson from the Danish junior national team in 1. Sophie Barker, City of Sheffield, was in 7. In 2, City of Glasgow rather, Katie Shanahan. In lane 6, Meg Finnan, University of Stirling. In lane 3, City of Sheffield, Amber Keegan. Katrin Willinson from Aalborg goes in 5. And in lane 4, from University of Aberdeen Performance, Hannah Miley. Well, the person missing out in that A final, Emma Russell, it was Catherine Bailey from Perth City, who had a fantastic swim this afternoon 4:34.39. Improved by about 5 seconds, Ian.
Yeah, very good swim, and she's going in lane 8. Hannah Miley, the fastest qualifier though. But I'd expect to see Hannah pushed well here by Katrine Villesen in lane 5.
Yeah, Captain looked pretty relaxed in the heats this morning, but there again, so did Hannah Miley. Meg Finnan in 6, Amber Keegan in 3. Doing enough also to qualify, but you kind of fancy it very much between Katrin and Hannah in this one.
Yeah, Hannah usually swims the 400 quite steady over the first 200, and then we always see her coming back well in the second half of the race. So if Katrin, I'm not sure if she's aware of Hannah's usual tactics, so she might want to try and take advantage of that if she is. But Amber Keegan also putting in a good start down this first length.
So nothing between the 3 girls, and Meg Finnan will also want to keep in touch if she can. Great to see Meg back in the pool in after maybe a couple of difficult years over in America. Very good youngster, 17, 18.
Yeah, she's a Commonwealth Youth Games champion, I think, a few years ago, and she's picking up her form again here. Katie Shanahan in lane 2, the 14-year-old, also going with this group. That's a good start from her as well, and the return in 102 for the top 4. Keegan, Miley, Villesen and Finnan, all on the 102 marker.
Katie Shannon at the moment leading junior in this one, 15. There's only 14 at the moment, Ian, as you know.
Yeah, but she's got two or three other juniors in here, 2 other juniors and herself in this final if she wants to get that top junior prize.
Villesen, Miley, Keegan. Another one that's just on a 1500 as well, Katie Shannon. She finished that one in 4th place.
Yeah.
17:54. That's a respectable time. Don't find that she has this evening.
And she's had another busy weekend for Katie, but she's making a determined effort to keep up with these girls here. Finnan has dropped off a little bit now, and Katie's in 4th place, but 2 or 3 meters behind Keegan, Miley and Villesen. Now I'd expect to see Hannah make her move as we go down this 5th length, and Villesen to maybe pull away from Keegan. She's fighting hard as Keegan, the Sheffield swimmer, as all the Sheffield swimmers do.
She'll need to keep at it because the other 2 might just be getting, because they're pulling away a wee bit here.
You can see how Hannah's stroke rate has maybe even quickened up a little bit to push that 5th length on, but Villesen's going with her, and Keegan's still hanging in there. These 3 now well clear of Katie Shanahan in 4th.
Katie Shannon looks good for the junior prize in 4th place. No one else anywhere near her. But, at the head of affairs, Nowenson and Miley. Keegan with a lot to do off this final turn to try and get back on terms with Miley and Villesen. 200s in it, Ian.
Yeah, this is where Hannah's really strong. She's got so much experience behind her. She knows how to swim races better than almost anyone around, and she'll be just letting Villesen stay there. Then it's all about whether Hannah can push hard down this last 50 and get the touch. Or is Villesen going to be strong enough? 11 years younger than Hannah Villesen, so they're going into this last turn exactly together. 3 100ths separating them. Hannah just ahead at the moment.
And Keegan now dropping back into 3rd. She'll have to settle for 3rd, but it's certainly anybody's race here. Miley and Villesen. Nowenson sticking with Miley. Oh, we've got a cracking finish. I think Anna Miley's experience might just favour her down the final stretch, but still stroke for stroke, Ian. I think Hannah Miley's just going to nick this at the death.
Yeah, it's a great race on the fast finish, but Hannah just takes it 4:16 to 4:7, 2 tenths ahead of Villesen, with Keegan coming third at 4:21. Then Shanahan takes the top junior prize at 4:25. An excellent race there, really close between Miley and Willison. Great to see that.
And a wee bit further down the field, Catherine Bailey, 4:28.92. I know that she's only 8th. Sorry, 9th rather.
Knocking more time off the...
But that's another 5 and a bit seconds, so I'm sure Anne will be absolutely delighted with that. It's the best part of a 10-second improvement in a day.
Yeah, that's really good, and it's not often you see that if you've done well in a heat. Then, in a 400, particularly in a 400, because it takes so much out of you. And if you try and swim 2 maximum effort 400s in a day, it's actually really difficult to do that.
Yeah. Another 15-year-old as well, Ian.
Yeah, very promising for the future.
Yeah. So it's the men's turn now. This is the junior final. In lane 0, we have Lewis McKean from Bells Hill Sharks. In lane 2, Sean Craigmile from East Lothian Swim Team. Lane 2 from Cockermouth, Pierce Greening. 3, Angus Allison, Warnder Baths. 4, City of Sheffield, Sam Safe. 5, Stephen Kravitz, East Lothian Swim Team. And I think Stephen Kravitz, maybe after the butterfly, opting out of this one. Lewis Maxwell, Derwent Side goes in lane 6. 7 is Keir Buchanan from East Kilbride. Well, this one's cut up a wee bit, Ian. Due to it being day 3. And a couple of the English lads, City of Oxford, George Rudd, Tom Brumwell from Chesterley Street near Durham.
Dropped out.
Maybe having to get home early and withdrawn. Stephen Kravitz also not taking part after the butterfly, but still a lot of quality in this one. Sam Saith, City Sheffield, Lewis Maxwell, Derwent Side, and Angus Allison, Keir Buchanan, the 2 Scots. We'll give them a good run for their money.
Yeah, Angus Allison, I would expect him to make a good effort here. But the Sheffield boy, Sam Salih, 17 years old. Sheffield have got a great reputation for doing 400-metre freestyle, and I would expect him to be strong. Don't know a lot about him, but he looks like a good swimmer when we're watching here. A little bit disappointed to see some of these lanes empty. We tried our best to get people to notify us if they're withdrawing, so we can backfill the lanes with the next fastest available swimmer. And that's not obviously happened in this race, but it's a good race nonetheless. 6 people all in a line pretty much as we go through the first 100.
And hardly a second or so separate all 6 lads. Yeah, and Lewis Maxwell from Derwent Side, just with the marginal advantage. One of the features of the meet, Ian, we've mentioned it on the commentary and the live stream, and also to the gallery, is a vast amount of swimmers, especially from the north of England, a few from Oxford and Barnet, Cockwall, who have been good enough to come up and join us in the meet, and we've had some fantastic swimming from both the boys and girls from these clubs. Great to see them coming up. This is the last weekend of the window for qualifications for all the championships.
There's a range of different reasons for the English clubs wanting to come up here. Some of them are checking Glasgow out because the British Summer Championships are here, so they wanted to test their travel routines and where the hotels are ahead of the summer. Some of them are coming to try and make times to get to the summer, but others find it's just a more valuable meet for them than some of the ones they can get down in England. We offer the 3 finals, including a junior final. We give the best swimmers the chance to go away in the afternoon and have a rest, and not all meets can do that. So they see a lot of value, especially for some of their older swimmers, in coming up here, making that a little bit of an extra journey. And they enjoy how we put it on. They like the way Scotland run their meets. Got a good reputation in England, the Scottish meets have. So they're delighted with it. They're already saying they're going to come back next year.
Yeah. Yeah, we see them up at our short course as well, Ian. We're delighted to see them coming up. And adds an extra dimension because they're also swimming against swimmers they don't get the opportunity to swim against, which is another feature.
Yep, it's great. It gives them that little extra edge and interest to the races. You know, you're not always swimming against the same person. But it is one of the Scottish boys. Not saying I predicted it, but Angus Allison I thought would make a good show of this final. He often does this. Not always at his best in the heats, but he's a furious fighter when it comes to the finals, and he likes to get his hands on the wall first.
And Angus, your squad member, going particularly well now, Ian. His battle's on for second place.
Yeah, he moved from the Inverleith club in Edinburgh not that long ago, following his brother on the move to Warrender from Inverleith, now coached by Kostas Galitsis at the Warrender Club in Edinburgh, and it's great. They've got 60 swimmers here at this meet, and Angus is one of them, one of their top ones, and he's coming here to take this junior final.
4:12:37.
I think he was probably a little disappointed with his heat performance, and that's a much better performance from him there. I've no doubt Kostas will be happier with that one.
I think Big Brother would have been pleased to go a wee bit faster than Angus. They were actually in lane 0 and 1 in the heats this morning, Ian.
That's right, yeah.
And Fraser's trying to prove that he's still a wee bit faster than his younger brother. And we'll be announcing him. In this one, he's made the B final. In lane 0, Benjamin Winterburn from Carnforth Otters. In 1, Benny Moore from Southport. In 2, Tony Joe Trent Oliver, University of Stirling. In 3, from Entoff, Cal Lomborg. In 4, from Edinburgh University, Harry Lewis Mitchell. In 5, from Aalborg, Nicholas Blanche. In lane 6, from Warner Bass, Fraser Allison. In 7, from City Glasgow, Marshall Illingworth. In 8, from Finns, Aaron Stowe. And in lane 9, from Newcastle Swim Team, Patrick Shimmin. Marshall Illingworth's already had an 800 under his belt this afternoon.
Yeah, Marshall, one of my swimmers here. It's from the 400, the 800, the 1500. And he'll be contesting some of the open water events as we go forward through the summer. I was pleased with his 400 this morning, a bit better than he swam in the 800 and the 1500, so maybe he's got a little bit more speed about him at the moment. But he's got some fast competitors up against him here.
Well, it might be that we've got one swimmer who's not in this one, Benjamin Winterburn from Carnforth. He's maybe had to pop back down to Lancaster area earlier today. We've got a good race in front of us, 9 go in this one. Lewis Mitchell was the fastest qualified, 4:11.19, just missing out by about half a second to get into that A final. So he's the early leader, Nicholas Blanche. Lewis Mitchell between him and Carl Lundberg.
All these boys look like they're being quite sensible here, not going out too hard. Fairly long and smooth strokes. No one's kicking their legs too much. Should be within control at 59 points going over through the turn. 3 of them, Lindborg, Mitchell, Lewis and Blanche, just seem to have pulled away a little bit from the rest of the field here.
Certainly looks that way in those 3 in lanes 5, 4 and 3. Seems just to be possible the race, or maybe 5, 3 and 4. Not much between the 3. 130, 31 through to 130, 70. Heard a lot of the Danish juniors and some of the other clubs from Denmark over, and they've added that extra spice to the meet as well.
Yeah, but it's great to see them come over. We had the Danish junior team come last year and they liked the meet, so they wanted to come back. They've already told me they're keen to come back next year, and we've put the dates out there already at the 29th to the 31st of May for next year, 2020 Olympic year. We hope it'll be one of the sanctioned meets for qualifying for the Olympic Games for countries to set times in. So we're definitely hoping for another great event next year as well.
So those of you south of the border, just hope you take a note of those dates, 29th to the 31st. That probably will be the end of your mid-term break.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to get formal approval from the governing body yet, but we're hoping that will be the dates of the meet. And if you're listening from overseas as well, it might be something that you want to consider for your calendar. Certainly the Greeks and the Danes are enjoying it here this weekend.
Oh, Blanche certainly kicked on.
Yeah, he's doing really well here. 100 metres to go. He's coached by Leifi Johannesson at the Aalborg Swim Club. One of the coaches I've known for a number of years. I've met him quite a long time ago in Iceland, and then he moved over to Denmark to coach at Aalborg and has done a great job there. Coached some of their top swimmers like Mia Nielsen and Victor Bromer, and it looks like Nicholas Blanche is one of his up-and-coming stars as well.
Certainly pulled well clear. He's around 4 or 5 metres clear now, 3:34.68.
It looks like he's going to be about 4:05,
yep.
And you know it's going to be 7 seconds quicker than he went in the heats. So he'll be pretty happy with that if he can hold on here.
Another Dane, Carl Longborg from Gentoff, gone a clear second out of Harry Lewis Mitchell. It's going to be, as you see, in pretty close to 4:05. 4:05.76.
Yeah, good effort.
Lundberg 4:09.02 and Lewis Mitchell 4:10.91.
Really well swum race by Nicholas Blanche to take that 4:05. Well paced, well controlled, well executed. Second to Carl Lindberg and third to Mitchell Lewis, Harry Mitchell Lewis from Edinburgh University.
Fraser Allison 4:15. So this is now the finalists coming through for our 400 free in lane 9. From Silkeborg, Marcus Kielsen. In lane 0, from Wonderbass, Liam McLaughlin. In lane 8, from the city of Glasgow, Martin McInnes. In lane 1, from the Danish junior national team, Arthur Illegard. In lane 7, from Edinburgh University, Harley Benchies. In lane 2, from the Danish junior national team, Oscar Lindholm. In lane 6, from Bangor, Jack McMillan. In lane 3, representing the Danish junior national team, Christopher Anderson. In lane 5, from the city of Sheffield, Richard Nagy. And in lane 4, representing Perth City, Stephen Milne. Stephen Milne's been doing a mixture of 50s and the odd 100 over the last couple of days, but we're coming to his 40, the 2 and the 400 free, which he does a fair bit of now, Ian.
Yeah, he's raced a lot, but this is one of his best events. A PB of 3:46, which is a truly world-class time. He's not going to be close to that today, I don't think, but he'll certainly be faster than he was in the heats. That's what most of these boys, I think, some of them were cruising themselves through to the final here, the ones who knew they were experienced and could get through without making a full effort in the heats. And I would expect it to be a good race between Milne and particularly Richard Nagy, but Jack McMillan, known better for his 200 and a great 200 last night, winning that 200 free in 1:48. So watch out for him. He's going out fast already.
Yeah, Milne beat Milne in that 200. Arthur Elgirden won, was second in the 800. But, Stephen Milne already gone out very strongly in.
Yeah, this is interesting from Stephen. I mean, at his best, he would win this race by a significant distance. But it's not been his best form for 400 for a wee while, so he's maybe trying to break the field here early and establish a good lead. That's 55.2, and it's a really strong effort over the first 100 to go out in 55.2.
Milne will see just how far ahead Milne is at the moment.
It's just, I don't know if he's eased back or the other boys are coming a little bit closer to him, but he hasn't pulled away any further after that third length. You know, Nagy's also known for his 400 IM, so he's definitely got a good endurance background. So I'd watch out for him staying strong through this race. I'll be interested to see whether McMillan can keep the speed going that he had in the 200.
At the moment, Nagy looks as though, as we approach halfway, he may well be the threat to Milne. Milne halfway 1:54.62. It's
so like
at least a good couple of seconds at halfway.
Yeah, he's held on nicely there. Just to mention, we've got two juniors in this final. Christoph Andersen in lane 3 and Liam McLaughlin over there in lane 0. The Danish swimmer Andersen, though, is well clear of McLaughlin, so I'd be expecting him to pick up that junior title. He's in 4th place overall at the moment. Here we come into the 250 marker.
This is where Nagy's got to make a move. Still 2 seconds in it. McMillan also trying to get back in terms, but you kind of feel Milne's experience will just make sure he keeps his advantage going down the penultimate 100.
I'd expect Milne to hold on, but Nagy certainly made his move. He's pulled away from McMillan, who looks like he's paying for a little bit for that early speed. Nagy now within a body length of Milne, but Milne's got great turns and a great finish, so he's got speed for the finish, he's got good underwaters, so I'll be surprised if Nagy can pull this back.
Yeah, he's cut back maybe about a quarter of a second, but Milne still looks comfortable, Ian. I don't think he's pressed the panic button yet.
No, I don't think so. And even if Nagy catches him, I think he would still have enough turn of speed to put a sprint on of his own. But it's 1.5 seconds the difference as they go into this final 50.
And I think he just pulled a little bit out of that extra, out of that turn, Ian.
Millen is holding on well there after looking like he was fading a little bit. He's now put in a spurt of his own and he's trying to push Nagy for that second place.
Well, Milne's certainly done enough to take that pretty easily indeed. 3:53.47, good swim from Stephen. Nagy 3:54.90 and McMillan 3:55.42. And top junior, as you said, Ian, Christopher Andersen coming in 3:59.19.
Yeah, excellent swimming from Christian Andersen at 3:59. Christoph Andersen, I should say. Dropping his heat swim by 4 seconds, under the 4 minutes at 3:59. And good swims from Milne, Nagy and McMillan.
Andersen almost on his entry time coming into the meet, 3:58, 3:59. So a good swim in 4th place. So you see these wonderful backstroke mechanisms that are now in operation at most meets. It's the women's 100 backstroke junior final. So maybe Ellis McQueenie, who's scheduled to do this one, maybe that's the reason that she dropped out. Ian, I'm sure you'll get some feedback when you finish this.
Yeah, it looks like that might have been her motivation for not doing the 400.
So going in lane 0 from Omilus is Maria Rafaela Carga. Second swim of the night, Heart of Midlothian's Emma Russell goes in 1. Amy Shields, I think that's her second swim. Mulgine Bearsden in 2. Holly McGill, Heart of Midlothian in 3. Drew McKenzie, Swim West Lothian in 4. Elias McQueenie, City Glasgow in 5. Morven Lister, Carnegie 6. Scarlett Ferris, Dundee City, Quantic 7. Cannability in 8 from Maunder Bass Club. And it looks as though we have an empty lane, unfortunately, in lane 9. This is the 100 backstroke junior final for women. Hugh McKenzie in the heats, 1:08 dead. That was the fastest this afternoon. Drew had a very good swim. I think she came in a 1:08.20, so improved on that to take pole position in this one, Ian.
Yeah, she looks like a good backstroker, Drew, but she's up against two or three very good backstrokers in this race with Elise McQueenie, Holly McGill, Amy Shields, Marvin Lister, Scarlett Ferris, all well known to us in this area in age group swimming in Scotland.
Marvin
and
Lister.
They're all going to be pushing hard here.
Yeah, Marvin Lister from Carnegie. Set the rest a challenge. Oh, that was a nice turn both from Morven and Scarlett. And 6 and 7, Scarlett Ferris pulled something out in that turn, Ian.
Yeah, Marvin Lister took this race by the scruff of the neck and has put a good first 50. Starting to struggle a wee bit now as other girls are pushing back. Well, here comes Holly McGill.
Holly McGill from Hearts coming through. And Drew McKenzie not to be outdone with also coming through, but Morven Lister, is she hanging on? No, she's not. Holly McGill is going to take this. It's the Hearts girl that's taking that from Morven Lister. Holly McGill, that was a very, very cool finish from Holly. Probably turned about 4th or 5th there at the halfway mark.
Yeah, excellent swim from Holly there. Dropped her time from a 1:08.3 to a 1:07.12 to take the win in that junior final. She'll not win the junior overall because we've got other girls to come in, the B and Ellie Turner in the A final as well. So, but excellent swimming from Holly McGill and quite a close race from several girls in that junior final.
So we move on to the B final. In lane 0, Rowan Saunders, Heart of Midlothian in 0. Amelia Robertson, Newcastle Swim Team in 1. Victoria Pallinson from the Danish Junior National Team in 2. Annabelle McCrory, Derwentside 3. Leva Pullman, also the Danish Junior National Team in 4. Caitlin Duffy, South Ayrshire in 5. Ellis Shields, Mulgine Bearsden in 6. Lucy Lucas, Lothian Swim Team 7. Katie Shanahan, City Glasgow 8. Jacqueline McMillan, Carnegie in lane 9. Nice to see Caitlin Duffy in lane 5 making us final towards the end of the season. Good to see Caitlin still sticking in there, now 19, having finished school. And
yeah, she's the oldest one in this B final. The others, all 17 are younger, between 15 and 17. And, you know, South Ayrshire doing very well here again at this competition. Well coached by Byron Stoker down there. But I would also watch out for Katie Shanahan. We've already seen her in the 400, but she swam a 1:07 this morning, but she actually has a PB of 1:03. So, you know, if she's on her game, she's going to be right up there in this B final. Looks like Lucy Lucas is also putting in a good start, the East Lothian swimmer.
Yeah, 50 and 100, probably her 40, not so good over the 200. But Caitlin Duffy, 31.52 from Lucy Lucas.
I mean, I think Katie Shanahan may pull away here, but she's got a challenge on her hands from Caitlin Duffy. Shanahan's going to be swimming at the European Juniors on 200 backstroke in a few weeks' time, so she's certainly got the endurance for it.
Certainly looks as though she's going to take this one in, Katie. She's really finished extremely strong, almost a body length there, and maybe more. Katie Shannon, 104.66. Caitlin Duffy, I think just gets the places there, maybe second or third. Caitlin Duffy third, 105.79. Annabelle McCrory, Derwent's side, 105.70, just snatching second ahead of Caitlin Duffy. But that was some second half from Katie to come through. Probably turned third in, third or fourth.
Yeah, she was out in 31.7. A much better swim than she did in the heats, to be honest. It was a bit disappointing, her heat performance. But 104.6 is a good swim for her, especially as she's just done a 400 about 15 minutes ago and a 1500 2 hours ago. So good effort from her.
So this is now the A final for the 100 backstroke. In lane 9 from the City of Oxford, Emily Ford. In lane 0, University of Stirling, Emily Grant. In lane 8, also University of Stirling, Lottie Upani. In lane 1, University of Stirling, Isabel Jones. In 7, from the Danish junior national team, Caroline Sorensen. In 2, from Carnegie, Ellie Turner. In lane 6, from Edinburgh University, Catherine Greenslade. In lane 3, from City Sheffield, Lily Bosley. In lane 5, from University of Stirling, Kathleen Dawson. And in lane 4, also the University of Stirling, Cassie Wild.
A really strong lineup here, female backstroke swimming. Catherine Greenslade, Kathleen Dawson, Cassie Wild, Lily Bosley, international swimmers, all of them, going up against Lottie Upana as well, and Caroline Sorensen.
Cassie Wild second in both the 50 and the 200. Kathleen Dawson winning the 50. Catherine Greenslade the 200. Cassie Wild will want to try and see if she can nail this one.
Yeah, I mean at the moment in the top overall FINA points rankings, Kathleen's actually the top female swimmer so far with her swim from the 50 backstroke.
Indeed.
And Cassie's I think in 4th place, so this is a chance for Cassie to try and overturn that.
Catherine Dawson.
I mean, both Cassie and Kathleen represented Scotland in this event at the Commonwealth Games, so wearing their Commonwealth Games hats in fact here.
Dawson off to a slightly better start, but they get so much power in that stroke there, Ian.
Yeah, and Kathleen Dawson usually works with a fairly high stroke rate, but you can see she's trying to keep it long here at the moment, and Cassie's very well known for her long, smooth stroke, and by the look of it, good underwater work as well as she comes off the wall there. Both these girls training at the University of Stirling.
Not much between the two. Wild and Dawson almost stroke for stroke here, and it's still advantage with Cassie Wild by about a metre.
You can see her beautiful technique here. She's got about half a metre ahead as she comes under the flags, holding on, I think.
101. 01.
That's an excellent swim from Cassie Wild, 101.01, and Kathleen Dawson just 3/10 behind that. And then Lily Bosley finishing strong to get her hand on the wall in 3rd place.
Ellie Turner 104.53. I think that will be top junior for Ellie Turner from Carnegie.
That's right, Ellie be virtue of completing the A final, being the only junior in that final. Even if she had been slower than Shanahan's time from the B final, the A final trumps that. It's about the position, not the time when it comes to those junior awards. So all she had to do there was make sure she didn't get disqualified, essentially, and she was going to win the junior title. But she'll be pleased with the 104 anyway.
Yep.
And that's good from the Carnegie Club, coached by Morag Mitchell, doing very good work there at the Carnegie Club.
Now on to the men's equivalent, Ian, our junior final. In lane 0, Jake Kirkham from first. Ian Rose, Wanderbass in 1. Ruben Vista, City of Sheffield 2. Matthew Cairns from Durham City in 3. Jack Munsey, Perth City in 4. Alexander Harris from Stirling Swim in 5. Fraser Wilson, Wanderbass 6. Ethan Jones, Winsford 7. Kerr Lumsden, Montefief in 8. Nathan Brown, Wara Stockton in 9. Well, I wonder if my son's watching a live stream. If he is, he'll be probably paying close attention to Kerr Lumsden from Montefief. That's where he trains. He trains against Kerr.
Right.
And he's back swimming at 27, 28, enjoying his master swimming.
Very good.
And of course, Kerr at one of the smaller clubs is doing extremely well.
Interesting here, we've got a 14-year-old boy in this race, Matthew Cairns from Durham City. Good to see him up here, but 101 in the heats for a 14-year-old is really excellent. And the fastest qualifier, Jack Munsey, is 16, but he's not got off to the best of starts here.
No. Alexander Harris in 5 at the moment from Fraser Wilson from Wanda. Jack Munsey beginning to get himself into the mix, probably turning in 3rd, Ian.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Munsey's start, but he was way down.
Yeah.
He's got a good 200 backstroke, so we might see him come through at the finish, but he's still got work to do here against Alexander Harris from Stirling.
Ruben Vista from City Sheffield over in lane 2, going nicely in.
Yeah, he's going really well, putting a little bit of a surprise here. He's got 4 or 5 boys here as we come into the finish. Looks like
that's Harris.
Harris might just hold it.
Harris, Vista and Munsey perhaps, Ian.
Just missing breaking the minute there. 1 minute .02 is always the target if you're a backstroker to getting under that 60 point. It looks a little upset they didn't make the 59, but he did take the win, so he can't be too disappointed.
So we move on to our B final. In lane 0, Aaron Beckford from Derwent side. 1, Conor Massey, City of Glasgow. 2, Ryan Robertson, City of Glasgow. In 3, from the Danish junior national team, Lucas Stroberg. In 4, from Jazeera is Rami Azizi. In 5, from City of Glasgow, Mark Ford. 6, Edinburgh University, Scott Gibson. In 7, from Cockermouth, Owen Greening. 8, University of Stirling, Sam Peace. And in 9, Newcastle Swim Team, Joseph Martin.
Well,
interesting one for you, Ian. You've got 3 backstroke specialists, 2 17-year-olds, Conor Massey and Ryan Robertson, against one another in 1 and 2. And Mark Ford, the 16-year-old from club in lane 5.
Yeah, and you got a good backstroker from Edinburgh University in lane 6, Scott Gibson. But great to see here this young lad, 16-year-old from Jazeera Sporting Club, Rami Ghaziri, who's entered this. He's come all the way from Lebanon to this competition on his own, 16, staying in a hotel that we put him up in down the road, and he swam really well this week.
Very good start in lane 6 from Scott Gibson.
I mean, Mark Ford could be a challenger here. He's got a best time of 57, and but Scott Gibson's the fastest on paper, and but Ghaziri, Ford, and Gibson I would expect to be challenging for the top 3 here.
certainly Scott Gibson 27.45 over a half a second clear. Much more experience than these other lads though, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, he's pushed out first 50 very well. I think he was probably a little bit disappointed with the way he swam in the heats, and he would have been aiming for the A final, but he's certainly putting it together here in this B final, pulling well clear now. Much faster than he went. 56.76. Goodness knows what he was doing going 59.8 in the heats when he's capable of 56.7. 2 seconds clear of that. Much better performance from Scott Gibson.
Yeah, I can't recall if Scott was in the first of the 3 seeded heats, and sometimes that happens. The other guys have, they know what they have to do in the last heat.
Yeah. A shame the scoreboard didn't stay on long there for the other boys' times. I think they were 58 or 59 seconds.
High 58, I think, was Ami Gaziri, and Mark Ford a sort of low 59.
Yeah.
So moving on to our A final. Lucas Bremner from the Danish junior team in lane 9. Charlie Brown, City Sheffield in 0. Perry Gardner, University of Stirling 8. Nicholas Peterson, Danish junior team in 1. And 7 from the University of Stirling, Callum Laurie. In lane 2 from the national Greece team, Anagiotis Bolanis. In lane 6 from Perth City, Stephen Milne. In lane 3 from Panathinaikos, Georgios Panadakis. In lane 5 from University of Stirling, Craig McNally. And in 4 from the Greek national team, Evangelos Mariaginios. This is the men's 100 metres backstroke A final. 3 Greeks in this one, Ian, against Craig McNally and Stephen Milne. Also, as we said, having done some 50s, 100, having a bit of fun this weekend, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he's got over that 400 that he had. I think Craig McNally could be the strong contender. He's got a PB of 54.4 and he swam very well in the 50 metre backstroke last night. So watch out for him. Interested to see how they go against these 3 Greek boys who are all excellent backstrokers themselves. They've got a good tradition of backstroke swimming in Greece. Must be all those outdoor pools.
Must be in. So 56.05 was the fastest qualifier in this one. It's Marigianius. McNally's still up there in 5. Two of the 3 Greeks well there. And Perry Gardner going well in 8.
Yeah, we have to see Perry swimming well in these races, the Sterling swimming as well. Turning very close together in the 27s and high 26 from Makrigianis in lane 4. But McNally maybe now just with the edge as they're coming into the final 25 metres.
McNally, I think you kind of fancy with that experience just to pull away. And certainly in the middle lanes, it's pretty close. McNally from Markiganius and Spanadoukas. 55.11. That's a bit more like it from McNally.
Yeah, that's his best time this season, 55.11. I think he'll be pleased with that. It's faster than he swam at the British Championships, I think, a few weeks ago. But he was well pushed there by Makrigianis and Spanadakis, the 2 Greek boys who were also. I think Makrigianis was on 55. Not sure about Spanadakis.
Yeah. I think they're all just under the 56 mark, Ian.
They'll be pleased with that, you know.
Yeah.
Some of those Greek swimmers will be competing at the World Championships later this year, I'm sure.
A new meet record as well for McNally, 55.11. So 200 metres breaststroke, Ian. That's the C final, is effectively our junior final. Katie Stobbs, Tynemouth in 0. Shona Graham, Dundee City Aquatics in 1. Fern Crichton, Perth City in lane 2. Amelia Fenton, City of Sheffield 3. Rebecca Keatley from Middlesbrough in 4. Erin Taylor, Finns in 5. Jennifer Green, Wigan Best in 6. Jessica Morgan, Southport in 7. Her teammate Elisa McElroy in 8. And Durham City's Izzy Fear goes in 9. One of these girls qualifying from the heats this afternoon, Ian.
Yep, there was some good swimming in the heats this afternoon, and it's quite a relatively young field, this one, even for a junior final. 14-year-olds in it, 15-year-olds. And quite a close range as well, from 248 to 251.
We start there in lane 4, Rebecca Keatley and Jennifer Green in 6. Jessica Morgan perhaps in 7 coming into the mix as well, Ian.
Yeah, but interesting race this. I must admit I don't know much about the girls in this field. They're all new to me, these ones, so can't give you much background on this lineup, but we've got a good racing prospect, that's for sure. Jennifer Green at 36.16. That's a good start from her, the Wigan Best swimmer.
One of the two 14-year-olds over the far side, Katie Stobbs, Tynemouth, and the other 14-year-old in lane 5 is Erin Taylor from Finns. Erin Taylor, Ian, the winner at Snags on the 400 IM, which maybe was a wee bit of a surprise.
Yep.
And great to see a swimmer from a wee smaller club, Finns, getting on that podium, top podium position, and I'm sure she'll come through very strongly in the second half.
Yeah, it's good to see Finns here. Quite a spread here, but the two Southport girls also good to see them up here from down south, along with the Wigan swimmer and Durham and Tynemouth all represented, and Middlesbrough in fact, all represented.
It's a great representation from the north of England.
In this final, yeah, it's good. It's good. So, but you know, we've got a clear leader here, as it turns out.
158.94.
I mean, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Based on her entry, based on her qualifying time. I mean, if she keeps this going, she could be under 240.
And second place, Jessica Morgan. Well, I did say Erin Taylor would come through with a late charge. She's got a lot to do to maybe get third place. Rebecca Keatley, and up there Fern Crichton for Perth City. This has been very impressive, Ian, for Jennifer.
I mean, I don't know, again, it's one of those where you think in the heats, what was she doing? Because she could have put herself in the B, certainly the B final with that kind of performance at 241. But she'll, you know, sometimes it doesn't quite go right. So she's certainly turned that around with a great swim. 241 from 248 in the heats. Really, really impressive from Jennifer Green, the Wigan Best swimmer. Jessica Morgan in second place there.
Top 6 all improving on their times from the heats earlier today, Ian.
Yeah, it's good to see them do that. That's always what you want as a coach in the summer. You make the final and you just want to go that bit quicker than you did in the heats. Show that you can progress. Doesn't always happen, but it's certainly always the target.
Certainly something that you would, as a coach, hope for with the younger swimmers, Ian. You'd hope that they'd go that little bit faster in the final.
Yeah, even if they've given 100% effort in the heats, you're looking for them to just find that, you know, some kind of learning that they take from the heats to try and make it that little bit better. The final, the adrenaline of the finals to spur you on that little bit more, you know, and it's sometimes quite a little bit disappointing if they don't do that for them, you know. Yeah. Really, but it just shows it's not easy. It's a tough game, and even though you give your best, sometimes it doesn't quite work out the way you want it to. But good B final lineup here, led by the Glasgow swimmer Katie McKenzie. She's one of the girls I coach actually in my group, so I'll be interested to see how she gets on.
Well, Emma Scully, City Glasgow in 0. Anne Hutchison, Edinburgh University. We did mention her earlier on, Ian.
Yeah, that's her twin. Yeah.
Just by coincidence in lane 1. Ephraim Worley from Wigan Witham Dolphins in 2. Faye Donoghue, Bury Stockton 3. Katie McKenzie, City Glasgow in 4. Amelia Anderson, Danish Junior National Team 5. Victoria Dawson, Southport 6. Rachel Hornby, Wigan Best 7. Serene Williams, Bury Stockton 8. Gockermouse, Abby Winstanley in 9. Amelia Anderson at the moment, 35-37. Well, you can tell us a wee bit about Katie McKenzie. How do you think she should be approaching this race? What do you think she'll be doing in this one, Ian?
Well, Katie normally she's a very tough, brave swimmer. She likes to attack her races, especially this 200 breaststroke. She's not got a lot of pure speed, so she's got a great fluent and relaxed stroke though, so she likes to use her technique with a strong effort and then aims to just keep it going, to be honest with you. She'd be going out not that much different to her 100 individual time. And she's got a good race going on here with Amelia Anderson, the Danish swimmer. Yeah, 1:15 for Amelia, 1:16 for Katie. That's just where Katie needs to be. And if she can keep that going, she'll be on for a great swim.
Katie's PB in around about 2:37.
2:37, 2:38 around there. I think she's hoping to drop it a little bit to try and get further up the rankings for the British Championships this summer, and this is her chance to do that. But as you would expect, if you're a top junior in Denmark and you've come to this meet, you will be swimming pretty well. And Amelia Anderson, it turns out 1:55 with Katie. Slipped back a little bit, is level now with Victoria Dawson, the Southport Swimming Club swimmer. We just saw 2 Southport girls in the last race, so they've brought a bunch of good breaststrokers up here.
Katie McKenzie, I think, is digging in the end and certainly doesn't want to do anything other than finish second at worst.
Yep.
Amelia Anderson still going very nicely, probably in maybe around about the 2:35 range, 2:36 perhaps.
Yeah, it's good.
Just that last 50 just taking a little bit out of it. 2:37.83. Katie 2:41.09.
Yeah,
oh, it's 400 is faster, Ian. It's a little bit faster.
It's pretty much exactly how she swam the heats, and maybe that's the best. She would have been hoping to get under the 2:40, but obviously that's the best she could do today. But nothing taken away, nothing from Amelia Anderson, who was really excellent in that race, the Danish junior swimmer.
So lights are dimmed. Smoke will erupt in a wee moment as we introduce our A finalists for the 200 breaststroke. So going in lane 9 from the city of Oxford, Roseanne Pinfold. In lane 0 from the Danish junior national team, Astrid Nielsen. In 8 from Edinburgh University, Annabelle Gunn Yongston. In lane 1 for the Danish junior national team, Clara Rybak Anderson. In lane 7 from the Greek national team, Nicoletta Papapoulou. In lane 2 from East Kilbride, Yvonne Brown. In lane 6 from the University of Aberdeen Performance, Orla Adams. In lane 3 from University of Aberdeen Performance, Hannah Miley. In lane 5 from Edinburgh University, Cara Hanlon. And in lane 4 from the Danish junior national team, Thea Blomsterberg. It's the women's 200 metres breaststroke A final. 2 juniors in this one, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, Thea Blomsterberg, one of the top junior breaststrokers in Europe, has been for the last couple of years. She swam at this meet last year. She's already got international honours under her belt. And she's up against the experience of Hannah Miley, who we've already seen swim tonight. Kyra Hanlon, Ola Adams, Yvonne Brown. Looking at all of them to swim well here. In junior action, we've got Elizane Pinford in lane 9, the 15-year-old from Oxford, and Clara Rybak Anderson in lane 1, the Danish swimmer. The junior title is going to go to one of them.
So Clara Rybak Anderson in 1. Ian has got off to a pretty good start, and in 7 now picking it up. Nicoletta Papapoulou from the national team. Nicoletta, I think, in 7 will turn in lead from Orla Adams. 33.87, 34.37, half a second between those two.
That's a good start from the Greek lady. Pavlopoulou, 33.8 is a good pace for the first 50 of a 200 metre breaststroke for women.
14th at the Youth Olympic Games, Nicoletta.
Blomsterberg just taking slightly closer order now, with Hannah Miley not too far back. Hannah's a great 200 metre breaststroker. Swam this race at Commonwealth Games and many other events.
Bloomstenberg just sneaks into the lead, but a excellent turn from Hannah Miley is upsides her now. Ellen Bloomstenberg, Ian, still Papapoulou.
Yeah, the Greek girl hanging on here. She's holding her technique really well. You can see it's a long, smooth stroke with what looks to me from here a great leg kick, getting her a good drive going forward. She's still just got the lead. Blomsterberg holding her form well as we approach 50 metres to go.
151.57. Cara Hanlon now trying to get herself into the action in lane 5.
Yeah, Hanlon coming back nicely. Blomsterberg and Pavlopoulou hanging on though. Miley now putting in a charge down the final 25.
You know, Bloomstenberg still maybe just ahead, but as you see, Ian, Hannah Miley, well, there's a late charge from Orla Adams as well in 6, but I think it's Bloomstenberg. Miley, Bloomstenberg. It was Miley. Important to get that final stroke spot on, and that experience of Miley coming to the fore in the last 2 metres.
Yeah, I mean, Blomsterberg was just ahead there, and it was all about how you spotted the finish and got the timing of that stroke right for the finish. Blomsterberg had to make a small glide, but Hannah was able to get it just on the end of a stroke and took the win by 1/10 of a second.
So quite some exciting finishes we've had in tonight. Some tight finishes again, as we had last night. And we move on to our junior final. Some good local youngsters against a few from the north and south of England. We have Matthew Garrity, Inverclyde in 0. Alistair Peterson, Wonderbass in 1. Liam Campbell, Stirling Swim in 2. Angus Allison, Wonderbass in 3. Rory Dixon, North Ayrshire in 4. Liam Murphy from first in lane 6. In 5 rather. Harvey Quiddington, Barnett Copthall in 7. Carol Lomborg from Gentofte in 7. Ryan Zeu, Newcastle Swim Team in 8. Fraser Cook from Southport in 9. You know, we've had a few Southport girls swimming in, and we now have Fraser Cook in lane 9. Well, they're certainly doing something good down there in the breaststroke.
Yeah, they're a good club, Southport always have been. You know, we've got a history of producing good swimmers over many years.
Rory Dixon, 2:30, and very experienced swimmer Rory Dixon, youth development squad member and excellent IM performer. Off to a good start It just shades things at the moment. Ryan's out, Carl Lomborg in 8 and 7, well there. Rory Dixon at the moment, Ian, with a nice advantage as we reach the first 50.
Yeah, Rory Dixon, probably the favourite here as we come into the first turn. We've got Angus Allison back in the water again. We saw him swim well earlier. Depends whether he's now a bit tired from that swim or can he work hard here. But he's already 3 metres down on Rory Dixon. Liam Murphy is going well, and also down here in lane 8, Ryan Zhao, the Newcastle swim team athlete, starting out well with a nice long stroke. Rory Dixon really going for it though.
Rory's about 3 metres clear here, Ian, at halfway.
Out in a 69.82. That should put him on target to break 2:30 if he holds pace.
And certainly looks as though he's keeping it together, Ian.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem to be any challenges here. Starting to come through a little bit is Carl Lindborg from Gentoft.
Angus Allison, I think, just switching on now. He's a long way back.
Angus just, he's got a good endurance as Angus is coming through again. And the Danish swimmer is in clear second place. It's good to see Gentoft here, one of the Danish clubs that we've got swimming over here. And they've had a good weekend. And looks like Carl Lindberg is carrying that on for them as we come down the final 50 of this junior final.
Rory looks as though maybe something like 2:27, 2:28 as a finish.
Should be, if he can hold on. And Angus Allison has come through strongly for silver. Out in lane 1, Matthew Garrity, the Inverclyde swimmer, having a great race as well. 2:29 for Allison and Garrity. And Lindberg just over the 2:30 mark.
Matthew Garrity from almost nowhere. He always finishes fast, Matthew Garrity.
He does.
And sticking in that outside lane.
Just goes to show you don't need to be super tall to be a great breaststroker. It's all about the skill and the technical application, holding your technique and form, keeping a long stroke but an effective stroke that minimises your energy expenditure.
So we now move on to the B final. In lane 0 from Cockermouth, Jack Evison. In lane 1 from the City of Oxford, George Rudd. In lane 2 from Hamburg, Jonathan Chung Yi. In 3 from City of Glasgow, Cameron Muir. In lane 4 from Edinburgh University, Andrew McIntosh. In lane 5, Edinburgh University's Ross Young. Trio of City of Oxford swimmers in 6, 7 and 8. In 6, Kenji McDade. Freddie Wilkinson in 7 and 8, Max Underwood. And 9 is John Keane from Swim West Lothian.
Well, nice to see 4 Oxford swimmers in this race. Amanda Booth, the head coach of Oxford, has got a great tradition of producing these breaststrokers. He's got 4 of them up here this weekend. 2 Edinburgh University swimmers in the middle. And Cameron Muir and Jonathan Chung Yi from Hamburg in Germany also contending this final.
Ross Young, I think, shades it at the moment. Andrew McIntosh also up there. Those 2 in the middle lanes, probably about half a metre clear of the rest of the field. But there's another 6 almost in a line, Ian.
Yeah, we'd expect Andrew McIntosh to start as the favourite here. But the heat times were not, for most of these boys, were not close to their best times. So it'll be interesting to see if any one of them can go significantly quicker than they did in the heats. Some of these boys here would have been hoping to be in the A final themselves, so they might be looking to push on here. Cameron Muir was a bit slow going out this morning, but it looks like he's taking a closer order with the top 4 here as we come down the first 100. It's the Edinburgh boys, McIntosh and Young, Cameron Muir, and the German boy, Jonathan Chung Yi, as we approach the wall.
108.52.
Yeah, 108, 109, and 110 for Muir.
And Andrew McIntosh, certainly the second half of the race is where you'd expect Andrew to come through. Stronger in the 200 than he is on the 100.
He does come through very well at the end of a 200 as McIntosh. Used to swim at East Kilbride, of course, but he's now training at the University of Edinburgh.
National age group champion, Andrew.
Nice. That gives him a chance of going 220, maybe 221. But this race isn't over yet. You've got Cameron Muir trying to put in a challenge above him. Ross Young in lane 5.
McIntosh still holding them in at, which is though he's maybe just pulling away a wee bit at the end.
Yeah, he's reacted and done well down this final 50. Reacted to the challenge of Cameron and Ross. Coming into the touch just over 220, maybe 221. And 223 from Ross Young and Karen Muir.
That's a good race, Ian.
Yeah, excellent race. I think that most of those boys will be a bit happier there to have gone faster than they did in the heats. One of the more interesting races of the evening now.
Is indeed, yes. On the outside lane, Max Hagan had that battle with Andrew McIntosh at Scottish National Age Groups, finishing, I think, second to Andrew, being a tight finish, but he did enough to get himself into the safe final. And as
we should mention that there is a junior in the safe final as well, Ian Corby, the Irish swimmer from their national centre in Limerick.
So in lane 0 is Max Hagan, City Glasgow. Joe Halloran just went in from Derwent side in 0. Nicholas Quinn, Edinburgh University in 8. In lane 1, City of Oxford's David Murphy. In 7 from the National Centre Limerick, Hussein Cook. In lane 2 from University of Stirling, George Clough. In lane 6 from University of Stirling, Craig Benson. In 3 from the City of Oxford, Conor Bryan. In lane 5 from the National Centre Limerick, and the only junior, as Ian says, Ian Corby. And in lane 4 from the University of Stirling, Ross Murdoch.
Now if Ross is going to challenge this 210 marker that his coach thought he could aim for today, he's going to have to go out in around about 102, 103 maybe. Certainly no slower than that. That means the first 50 somewhere around a high 28, low 29 perhaps. Hit a 32 down the second 50 and tried to maintain it. He was in great form at the World Championship trials a few weeks ago. He'll swim this event for Great Britain in Guangzhou in a few weeks' time as well, so he will certainly want to be testing his form to see where he's at the moment.
And we have Murdoch getting ready. Usual routine from Murdoch, just a little bit slower in getting on the blocks than the rest of the lads, but it's important to get that routine that you have, Ian.
Yeah, it's something he's grooved over the years. As you can see, it puts him straight out in the front, although David Murphy is off to his traditional good start as well.
Benson not that far behind as well, Ian, in 5.
Yeah, Benson and Cook also going strongly down the first length, but Murdoch looks the smoothest of them all with the lowest stroke count, and it is indeed him who turns at 30.2. That's maybe a fraction slower than he was hoping for, but he may have controlled that one nicely, looking to push on now on this second 50.
Benson looks as though he's gone second. And, still over that far side, David Murphy also still there. There's Murdoch.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy was looking good through the 100, but couldn't live with Murdoch's pace, so I don't expect him to match it in the 200 either. Murdoch is at 103.7.
Yeah, looking for maybe somewhere pretty close to 137.5, Ian, 138.
Yes, I think 107.5 is probably the target here. Gives them a chance to go 210, and if he can hold pace, or maybe 211, he'd be delighted with that, I think, today. Ross really pulling it out here now. Almost 5 meters ahead of Benson.
It's 136.83. Maybe the 110 is just about on here, Ian.
Yeah, the 210 is definitely.
210
that was a 33.1 down the third 50. Can he hold his stroke, hold the power in the stroke, keep the length?
Well, that was around 17 seconds to that halfway point, so 210, certainly 211, maybe no worse than 211 if he can keep this going.
Shortening up a little bit as he comes into the final few meters, but this is a great swim from Murdoch. Looks like the 210 is on.
210.74.
Yeah. We said he could do it, and he has. 210. Benson at 215. Colby at 216. Picking up second and third place.
Yeah, I think he's quite happy with that, Ross Murdoch.
Yeah, well, you see, that might change. We'll have to see how many points that swim gets him, because that might change the rankings.
Very well indeed. Certainly that was a cracking swim from Ross Murdoch. We reckon that that's good enough.
That's 909 FINA points, I'm just hearing. And that will put Ross at the top of the rankings for the overall male swimmer of the meet. And that means he'll be much happier going home tonight if it stays that way, with just one men's race still to come.
So moving on to the final event, it's 100 freestyle. We have the junior final for the women. First of all, Ian, it's Natalie Jones, Wanderbass Club in 0. Neza Dons-Lusner from Finns in 1. Millie Milne, Wanderbass Club in 2. Izzy Winter in 3 from Newcastle Swim Team. Olivia Mason, Wanderbass in 4. Jacqueline McMillan, Carnegie 5. Jessica Law, Southport in 6. Grace Conroy, City of Sheffield in 7. Ciara Sterica, South Ayrshire in 8. Lisa Bain, University of Aberdeen in lane 9. Well, Olivia Mason, she's a bit of a glutton for punishment, Ian. This is about 4 swimming in the space of about 4 hours.
Yeah, she's been doing the 1500, the 400, down doing the 100. As I said, she's got a good range on her, and qualified fastest for this junior final.
1:00:40. The girls will all be keen to try and get under that minute mark. Really, they've got to go out somewhere around 28.5 to give themselves a fighting chance. Good start from Ciara Sterica in lane 8, Ian.
Yeah, she's got a lot of speed as Ciara, and look, you can see her leg kick as well. It's a huge kick that she's got with a long, smooth stroke, and she might turn at the lead here.
Lane 3 perhaps, as he Winter also well there along with Ciara. 28.97, 29.06 for Izzy.
Yeah, all pretty close though. You know, no one's got this yet.
Izzy Winter and Ciara Sterica still maybe just shading it, but the pack making a determined effort into the final stretch. It's Alicia Bain in 9, Ian, who's coming through. I think Izzy Winter, Alicia Bain and Millie Milne.
Yeah, Izzy Winter, the Newcastle swimmer, just grabbing that at 59.99.
Well, it was, as I called it, 59.99 Izzy Winter. Alicia Bain in 9, 1:00:33 and 1:00:54 for Millie Milne. And, great to see the swimmer getting under the minute mark.
She may have done that before, I'm not sure if she has, but if she didn't, she'll be delighted to go home with a 59.99. It always sounds so much better than 1 minute .00, even though the two things are almost identical.
So we move on to the B final. Lauren Turnbull, Stirling Swim in lane 0. Evie McLean, City of Oxford in 1. Gro Rasmussen from the Danish junior team in lane number 2. Sophia Sila, City of Oxford 3. Elizabeth Ebsen, Danish junior national team 4. Tara Hayworth, Edinburgh University 5. Julia Svensson, Danish junior national team 6. Sophia Althoff, University of Stirling 7. Louisa Stoddart, East Lothian swim team 8. Jane Brown, Newcastle swim team in 9.
In fact, Jane Brown's not there, so lane 9's going to be empty. As is lane 0.
So only 2 girls in under over the minute mark. The rest of the field all under the minute in the heats. Took a level at this early stage. Maybe lane 3 with a slight advantage. Sophia Sila.
3 Danish swimmers in this race, so they'll be looking to finish on a high note as we reach the last women's event.
Elizabeth Ebsen, 27.98 in 4, just takes it up, and a good turn from Elizabeth Ian.
Yeah, turning in 27, that's what they need to be out in, these girls, if they want to go in the 56, 57 area.
Tara Hayworth in 5, trying to close. Sophia Sila also still there. It looks like Elizabeth Ebsen is just going to shade this one.
Lane 2 also going well.
Rasmussen. Yeah, Ebsen, Rasmussen.
It is the Danish girls, 58.34 for Eberson and 58.71 Rasmussen, who get that.
Tara Hayworth third, 58.75. Hard to say whether she's delighted at that time or not, Ian. But
yeah, it's had to work that one out. But you know, quicker than she went in the heats, dropping 58.8 to 58.3. So hopefully going back to Denmark a happy girl after this weekend.
Hope so. Yeah. Well, no juniors go in the final, so not quite sure whether it was Louisa Stoddart or Evie McLean, the juniors in that one. I think it was probably Sophia Sila who took that, Ian.
No, I think Rasmussen, to be honest with you, was on 58.8, I think. Probably getting the junior title there.
So Camilla Ottesen from Aalborg in 9, Emily Horn, City Glasgow in 0, Helena Ilgun from Silkeborg in 8, Sophie Lewis Ward, Edinburgh University in 1, Kate Clifton, City Sheffield 7, and Caroline Barrett in 2 from the Danish junior national team. Anna Main, Edinburgh University in 6. In 3, Edinburgh University's Catherine Greenslade. In 5, Edinburgh University's Rachel Masson. And in 4, Edinburgh University, Lucy Hope. Well, the 4 middle lanes, Ian, Edinburgh University dominated. Greenslade, Hope, Masson and Main.
Yeah, 5 Edinburgh Universities in this one. Those 4 plus Sophie Lewis Ward. 3 swimmers from Denmark, 1 from Sheffield and 1 from Glasgow.
55.88. Lucy Hope looked pretty easy going in the heats this morning, Ian. And she'll be a strong fancy in this one.
Yeah, I would expect Lucy to be strong here, but watch out for Rachel Masson. She's been in good form this year. And it's a great start again by Caroline Barrett in lane 2.
It's, I think Lucy Hope now from Rachel Masson in 5. They're going to turn 1-2, Ian. Hope and Masson.
Yeah, they're close together. 26-7 and 26-9 for Hope and Masson.
Well, 4th and 6th of the British Championships recently. Hope and Masson still battling it at the front of the affairs. Anna Main in 6. A little
Lane
bit further
1,
back.
Emily Horn going quite well. Lane 3, Greenslade coming strong at the end.
It's going to be Hope Masson Greenslade. 55.71.
Yeah, 55.7. Good swim from Lucy Hope to take the top prize there. Rachel Masson 56.06 and Greenslade at 56.68. They're the only 3 under the 57 marker.
Lucy Hope taking the prize money in that one.
So just 3 races to go. The men's 100 freestyle, our last event. Junior final, B final and A final.
So our junior final has Rooney McKinnon from Mulgine Bearsden. I don't know if Rooney's actually here. He may have an empty lane. No, we don't. Rooney is indeed here. In lane 1 from City of Oxford, Giora Tooley. 2, Rooney Dixon, North Ayrshire. Liam McLaughlin, Wander Baths in 3. Alice Lapsley, Swim West Lothian in lane 4. Greg Fairbairn, Bellsill Sharks in 5. From the Greek national team, Daniel Gurzidisis in 7. Thomas English, Chesterley Street. 8, Calamat Atkinson, Newcastle Swim Team. And Patrick Barjami, Derwentsside in 9. This is the junior final. 53.41, Miles Laps, the fastest qualifier. That blue cap in the middle, Swim West Lothian. Greg Fairbairn off quite well in 5, but also up there in 2. Rory Dixon. I think, the Bellsill swimmer Ian in 5 with the advantage at the moment.
Yeah, we've already seen Rory in action and set off fast again. Miles Lapsley could be strong here. There's 3 people turning together. Lapsley, Fairbairn, Dixon all together at the turn. 25.6.
Miles Lapsley, the national age group champion in this. And certainly being challenged by Rory Dixon in 2. Rory Dixon still going well, Ian. Miles Lapsley with some work to do to nail this one.
Coming strong in 6 is the Greek guy, Georgitis.
No, I think Dixon.
He might take it.
Dixon, I think maybe just snatched that one.
Yep.
53.12. You would see this. 53.17 and 53.29 Lapsley. Well, Rory Dixon already winner earlier on.
Yeah, he's going to be happy with that.
2 wins under his belt.
Good race that.
Moving on to the B final. We have in lane 0 from the University of Stirling, Ben Martin. In 1 from City of Sheffield, Oliver Cosby. In lane 2 from the City of Glasgow, Grant Henderson. In 3 from the Danish junior national team, Rasmus Nicholson. In lane 4, also the Danish junior national team, Malthe Lindeberg. In 5 from the City of Glasgow, Joe Watt. In lane 6, City of Sheffield, Cameron Brooks Clark. In 7 from Edinburgh University, Ross Leslie. In 8 from University of Stirling, Kyle Boyack. And 9 from Edinburgh University, Harley Beaches. This is the men's 100 metres freestyle B final. Times in this one from the heats 52.29 to 53.20. And just the one junior in this one. It's Rasmus Nicholson in 3. 2 Danes in 4 and 3. Linda Berg, fastest qualifier.
Good racing prospect again here. This B final, Rasmus Nicholson, we expect to be good. Already seen him do well. The other Danish boy, Lindebald. And can Joe Watt challenge them, and Grant Henderson as well?
Well, it's Joe Watt, just by 100 from Nicholson there. Coming through extremely strongly, Kyle Boyack, University of Stirling in 8.
And Grant Henderson, lane 3 or lane 2, coming strong at the finish. Boyack though, maybe just has this.
No, lane 4, maybe just at the finish, Linda Bad. Not quite, Kyle Boyack, 51.57, Linda Bad, 51.86, Brooks Clark, 51.94, and Rasmussen, 52.12 will finish top junior, Ian.
Yeah, really tight race that from 51.5 all the way through to the 52s. And just one more to go here. Good lineup for this last race. Very competitive field that we have here.
That's the A final of the 100 free, as you see, Ian, in lane 0. Representing Bangor, David Thompson. Representing Edinburgh University in 0, Kieran McGuckin. And 8, also representing Bangor, Curtis Coulter. In 1, representing University of Stirling, Mark Sharanek. In 7, representing University of Stirling, Scott McLean. In lane 2, representing Perth City, Stephen Milne. In 6, representing University of Stirling, Callum Bain. In lane 3, representing Edinburgh University, Jack Thorpe. In 5, representing Bangor, Jack McMillan. And in lane 4, representing Edinburgh University, David Cumberland. Well, David did, I'm sure Ian didn't swim the 50 the other night. I may be wrong in that one, but
these guys are all fast here. I mean, Scott McClay really should be based on this season's form, the favourite. He's on the World Championship team for the relay for Great Britain this year, so watch out for him. Cumberland just got so much speed though. And Jack Thorpe, Stephen Milne, McMillan, we know he's in good form. Some great swimmers in here.
So 50-48 for Cumberland, Millen 50-68, the only ones under the 51 second mark. A good start, Jack Thorpe though in 3, Ian.
Yeah, he's going really well. I mean, there's 5 boys in the line here, 5, 6 of them all going to the turn together. Hard to tell who's...
Cumberland's maybe 23.78, just by a smidgen from Thorpe and McMillan.
Yeah.
That's
Thorpe going strong now as he approaches the final 25.
Thorpe with Cumberledge and McMillan. Cumberledge fighting back. It's still advantage. Jack Thorpe, Jack McMillan, Thorpe, McMillan, Cumberledge, Thorpe, and Scott McLean. Jack Thorpe 50.03. McMillan 50-66 and McClay 50-75. First, second and third. Governors just missing out on some prize money there.
Yeah, it's good swimming, really good swimming from Jack Thorpe, that 50.0. He looked really strong in that back half of the race, and I'm delighted to get that. Maybe slightly disappointed he didn't quite get under the 50. Always nice to go 49 for 100 freestyle, but he got the win. He'll get the cash prize.
The key thing was that turn in, I think, that just gave him that added advantage, pulled away, and just managed to maintain that in the final stretch.
Yep, he was. He executed the turn really well, came off the wall well, got the best breakout off the turn, and then held it all the way down the second length. But that wraps us up.
Just about wraps us up.
All of a sudden it's over.
That's it for the day. So, been delighted to have you with us for the 3 days. Been great to have final session with Ian.
Just round off by saying a big thank you to yourself, Robert, and all the other commentators and who've and the live stream team have put this production on. It's been really great, and we've done every session, and it's out there for everyone to see on YouTube. And I think it's really the way forward for swimming.
Yeah, well, it's been fantastic, Ian, to be able to give the commentary for the last 3 days. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, as has Duncan, and our thanks to all the various people that have helped us on the analysis over the 3 days. So we'd just like to thank everyone for joining us, and we'll pass you back to Tom in the studio for some closing words. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye from Ian, myself at Tollcross.
So there you have it. That's all of the action complete for Glasgow International 2019. What a fantastic weekend it's been. As you can see, the studio is now empty. I'm quite lonely here now. Stuart Johnson is acting as director tonight, but this is just time for me to say thank you to all of the international teams who came to Glasgow International. Thank you to the domestic clubs. Thank you to our sponsors once again, Audi Glasgow, Dean's Pharmacy and Scott's Bars and Restaurants. Thank you to Stuart for joining me in the studio. I couldn't have done it without you. And also thank you to you at home, the viewers. That's all for this year. Our provisional dates next year are May 29th to 31st. So hopefully we see you then. Thanks for tuning in.